So you're ready to start your long range plan. Today we're going to go over some tips, some tricks, some best practices, and some things that we've learned along the way. Now, have you thought about why you're building your long range model, your long range plan? It may sound silly, but there's a purpose to it. That purpose has to coincide with maybe your annual model, your long term vision, what your goals are for the company. And so we always suggest when you're starting out with building your long range model, think about your mission. Why are you doing this? What is the mission not only for the company, but maybe for you as an individual, you as the business owner, and how you want to take and grow that company? That really can impact, obviously, how you build the underlying model and what the goals are, what the drivers are, what the ambitions are. Once you've identified more of that personal factor, what is the mission behind this, we usually like to focus on what your actionable goals are. Now, that could be, say, making your products green, making them more environmentally friendly. Random example here. Maybe one of the first steps in that could be changing the packaging, right? Starting with something really simple, a piece of that puzzle, and starting there. Once you've identified what those goals are and what those steps are, those phases, or how you're going to get to that end mission, that end goal that we talked about in part one, then you're going to break that down into operational procedures. In other words, if your goal is to go green, be more environmentally friendly, and so you're starting with the packaging, right? Well, then what are the procedures that it's going to take to get you there? Maybe you need prototypes to start. Maybe you need to find a new manufacturing partner for that, right? Breaking those phases down into more discrete, actionable steps. Now, why do we go down this path? Because if your long range plan is to become more environmentally friendly, well, you need to know what it's going to take to get there. Those actions, those steps that you are going to take in order to get there are going to be represented by different pieces of your model. Maybe that's finding a new supplier or prototypes. That's going to be an expense. And if it's going to take 6 months, 12 months to get up and running, that could impact your cost of goods sold. It could impact your sales. It could impact your inventory numbers. And so breaking that down into those actionable steps will allow you to build that model without looking at a 5-year model or a 3-year model and not knowing where to begin. Right? Always start with your why. Lastly, this is maybe more of an abbreviated method to this, but adjust the plan as you go. 6 months from now, maybe you have the prototypes, maybe you have that packaging, or maybe you don't. Something may have happened along those ways that forced you, or maybe you wanted to adjust your approach. This long range plan can act as that guiding light for you as you become more strategic and more thoughtful with your planning and your approach. Now, if you want to get a little bit more granular on our approach and how we do this, another great piece of content that we've put out around this is the 10 steps to business modeling. Now, that can be applied not only for your long range plan, but that can be applied for your annual operating plan as well. That goes through a little bit more in depth around the steps we take to build those on a little bit more granular tactical basis. So check out that piece of content, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Like and subscribe.
That was great. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Leave us some feedback. Also, check out our website, growthlabfinancial.com. Again, subscribe so you can be notified for the next one.